The Testament of Reuben. The copy of the Testament of Reuben, including the commands which he gave his sons before he died in the 125th year of his life, 2 years after the death of Joseph his brother. When Reuben fell ill, his sons and his grandsons were gathered together to visit him. He said to them, "My children, look, I am dying, and am going the way of my fathers." Seeing Yahuah there, and Gad, Asher, and his other brothers, he said to them, "Lift me that I may tell my brothers and my children what things I have hidden in my heart, for I am dying." He rose and kissed them, and said to them, "Hear, my brothers and my children, listen to Reuben your father, in the commands which I give to you. I call to witness against you this day the Elohim of the sky, that you don't walk in the sins of youth and fornication, which I did and defiled the bed of my father Yahuah. I tell you that he hit me with a terrible plague in my loins for 7 months. And if my father Yahuah had not prayed for me to Yahuah, Yahuah would have destroyed me. I was 30 years old when I worked the evil thing before Yahuah, and for 7 months I was sick to death. After this, I repented with great intent in my soul for 7 years before Yahuah. I did not drink wine or liquor, and no flesh entered into my mouth, or tasty food, but instead, I mourned for my sin, which was greater than it had been in Yasharal. Now hear me, my children, what things I saw concerning the 7 spirits of deceit when I repented. 7 Ruach, therefore, are appointed against man, and they are the leaders in the works of youth. 7 of the Ruach are given to him at his creation, that through them should be done every work of man. The first is the Ruach of life, with which the constitution of man is created. The second is the sense of sight, with which arises desire. The third is the sense of hearing, with which comes teaching. The fourth is the sense of smell, with which tastes are given to draw air and breath. The fifth is the power of speech, with which comes knowledge. The sixth is the sense of taste, with which comes the eating of meats and drinks, and by it strength is produced, for in food is the foundation of strength. The seventh is the power of procreation and sexual intercourse, with which through love of pleasure sins enter in. Therefore, it is the last in order of creation, and the first in that of youth, because it is filled with ignorance, and leads the youth as a blind man to a pit, and as a beast to a precipice. Besides all these, there is an 8th Ruach asleep, with which is brought the trance of nature and death. With these spirits are mingled the spirits of error. First, the Ruach of fornication is seated in nature and senses. The second, the Ruach of gluttony in the belly. The third, the Ruach of fighting in the liver and gall. The fourth is the Ruach of obedience and trickery, that through officious attention one may be fair and seeming. The fifth is the Ruach of pride, that one may be boastful and arrogant. The sixth is the Ruach of lying and perdition, and jealousy to practice deceits, and keep secrets from families and friends. The seventh is the Ruach of injustice, with which are thefts and acts of greediness, that a man may fulfill the desire of his heart. For injustice works together with the other spirits by taking of gifts. With all these, the Ruach of sleep is joined, which is that of error and fantasy. So perishes every young man, darkening his mind from the truth, and not understanding the law of Yahuah, nor obeying the admonitions of his fathers, as befell me also in my youth. Now, my children, love the truth, and it will preserve you. Hear you the words of Reuben your father. Ignore the beauty of women. Don't associate with another man's wife. Don't have business with women. If I had not seen Bilhah bathing in a shelter place, I would not have fallen into this great wickedness. For my mind taken in the thoughts of the woman's nakedness did not allow me to sleep until I had worked that abominable thing. For while Yaakov our father had gone to Yishak his father, when we were in Eder, near to Ephrath in Bethlehem, Bilhah became drunk and was asleep uncovered in her chamber. Having therefore gone in and seen her nakedness, I worked the impiety without her perceiving it, and leaving her sleeping, I departed. Immediately a messenger of Elohim told my father about my impiety, and he came and mourned for me, and did not touch her again. Therefore, my children, ignore the beauty of women, and don't think about them, but walk in purity of heart, and the reverence of Yahuah, and to spend labor on good works, and in study, and with your flocks, until Yahuah gives you a wife, which he will. Don't do as I did, for until my father's death, I didn't have the courage to look in his face, or to speak to any of my brothers, because of the shame. Even until now, my conscience causes me anguish on the account of my impiety. Yet my father comforted me much, and prayed for me to Yahuah, that the anger of Yahuah might pass from me, as Yahuah did. From that time until now, I have been on my guard and have not sinned. Therefore, my children, I say to you, observe all things whatever I command you, and you will not sin. The sin of fornication is a trap to the soul, separating it from Elohim and bringing it near to idols, because it deceives the mind and understanding, and leads down young men into Gehinnom before their time. Fornication has destroyed many, because whether a man is old or noble, rich or poor, he brings shame on himself among the sons of men, and derision with Belial. You heard regarding Joseph, how he guarded himself against women, and purged his thoughts from all fornication, and found favor in the sight of Yahuah and men. For the Egyptian woman did many things to him, and summoned magicians, and offered him love potions. But he didn't allow evil desire to enter his soul. Therefore, the Elohim of your fathers delivered him from every evil and hidden death. For if fornication does not possess your mind, neither can Belial possess you. Women are evil, my children. And since they have no power or strength over man, they use wiles by outward attractions, that they may draw him to themselves. Those who they cannot bewitch by outward attractions, they conquer him through depict. Moreover, concerning them, the Malach of Yahuah told me and taught me that women are overcome by the ruach of fornication more often than men. And in their heart, they plot against men, and through their adornments, they deceive first their minds, and by the glance of the eye instill the poison, and then through the physical acts, they take them captive. A woman cannot rape a man openly, but through a prostitute's appearance, she beguiles him. Therefore, flee from fornication, my children, and command your wives and your daughters that they don't adorn their heads and faces to deceive the mind, because every woman who uses these wiles will be eternally punished. They allured the watchers who were before the flood, for as these continually saw them, they lusted after them, and they conceived the act in their mind, and they shaped themselves into the shape of men, and appeared to them when they were with their husbands. The women lusted in their minds after their forms, gave birth to giants, for the watchers appeared to them reaching even to the sky. Therefore, beware of fornication, and if you wish to be pure in mind, guard your senses against every woman. Command the women likewise not to associate with men, that they also may be pure in mind. even if the unclean acts are done. Constant meetings are to them an incurable disease, and to us a destruction of Belial, and an eternal shame. In fornication, there is neither understanding nor Cashapp, and all jealousy dwells in lust. Therefore, then I say to you, you will be jealous over the sons of Levi, and will seek to be praised over them, but you will not be able to. For Elohim will avenge them, and you will die by an evil death. As Elohim gave the sovereignty to Levi, and Yahuah with him, and to me also, and to Dan and Yosef, that we should be rulers. Therefore I command you to listen to Levi, because he will know the law of Yahuah, and will give ordinances for judgment, and will sacrifice for all Yasharal until the consummation of the times. As the anointed high priest, of whom Yahuah spoke, I command you by the Yahuah of the sky to be truthful each one with his neighbor, and to entertain and love each other. Draw near to Levi in humbleness of heart, that you may receive a barakah from his mouth. For he will barak Yasharal and Yahuah, because Yahuah has chosen him to be king over all the nation. Bow down before his descendants, for it will die in wars visible and invisible on our behalf, and will be an eternal king among you. Reuben died, having given these commands to his sons. They placed him in a coffin until they carried him out of Egypt, and buried him in Hebron in the cave where his fathers was.